sunflowers, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to like and subscribe. My page is all about farming, it's about gardening and lifestyle. I am your future farmer in the making. I never thought that this would be something that I would want to do. It all started in 2020 when the pandemic happened, and I took up gardening as a hobby. And this became a lifelong passion for me, and it just started piggybacking into owning my or raising my own chickens, to wanting to actually purchase land and get me a farm one day, so that way I can have those cows and those pigs that I can raise, and I can know what's growing and what is actually in the meat that I'm eating. Is, if you're on this earth, you should know now that some of the things that they put in the grocery stores is just not for us. I mean, it has pesticides in it, all these chemicals and dyes and things that some unethical farmers and producers who are just trying to make money and put these things out here as fast as they can, so that way that they can make more money. Now, I say that, but I don't mean that towards all people who garden and farm. There are a lot of great people out here that really cares about what's in their meats, how they're raising their animals, what they put down in their soil, what they fertilize with. Most of the people that I know and I'm in contact with, they recycle, they compost, and they really try to make everything that they use like it's just everything has its purpose. I'm starting to utilize everything in my refrigerator. So let's get to gardening. You can garden anywhere in your home. You can garden in your kitchen, your windowsills. You don't have to have a house with land or a house with a backyard. You can garden at your apartment. If you have a patio, a porch, you can buy a mini greenhouse for the inside of your apartment, for your house. And if your budget doesn't allow, there's other ways to do these things on a budget. I saw this thing where someone took like a milk gallon and they cut it in half. And then they punched holes at the bottom for drainage, and they put soil in the milk gallon. And then they planted their seeds and they put the top back on, and that was their mini greenhouse. And it was amazing. I said, I'm going to do the same thing. So you buy milk. If you do buy milk, you can use that as a greenhouse or just as a planter. You can just leave the top off. So if you don't have a gallon, you can always use like a carton to cut in half, put those drain holes, and then you can plant your plant with that. So how do we get started? You want to decide, what do you want to plant? Some of you guys may think, I want to plant something that I really like, or you might want to start off with something that you know that's easy to grow. Me personally, when I first started gardening, the seeds that I first planted were jalapenos. One, I love jalapenos. Two, it is an easy plant to grow. It doesn't require a lot of attention. You just water it a few times, give it some sunlight, and it's something that grows plentiful, which if you're like me, you want your veggies to grow, 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 grow. You want more for your money, and jalapenos definitely will give you that. And if you're not a spice person, maybe you like tomatoes. Maybe you want to grow some strawberries. Decide what you want to grow. So get your pen and paper out, write down, okay, what do I want to grow? So let's talk about grow zones. What are grow zones? Grow zones are basically defined as what vegetables will survive during the winter months, and what fruits and vegetables will survive during the summer. Some plants, they require more sunlight, when others, they thrive in the cold weather. So what you want to do, you can go to Google and just put in your city and state and put, what is my grow zone? And you can find out, what number is your grow zone. Mine is 8B. So that's very important to know. I didn't know anything about grow zones at first when I started off back in 2020, but with the gardening groups that I've joined, and just the internet and my own research, I've learned so much. I really have. The good thing about gardening is that mistakes, they're useful. They're useful because it gives you a better view process on what can I do next to not make this plant die, or oh, I watered too much, so how do I need to water this time? Oh, only use this type of fertilizer. um I have been through it with my garden before, and still will. No matter how of an expert that you become with gardening, you're dealing with Mother Nature, you're dealing with pests and predators like raccoons, and sometimes, it's a battle in the garden field. So, but it's all worth it. It's definitely worth it. I really encourage everyone, no matter how young you are. I mean, the first time I gardened, when I think about it, it was in elementary school. I remember we had a lima bean plant, and we plant the bean in like a styrofoam cup, and we watched it grow. It was part of our science project that we did our observations of when we planted it, day 1, day 2, day 3, and watched the germination. And I didn't know then that I was getting valuable information. So no matter how young you are and how old you are, gardening is just something that I think everybody should be doing. I have a grandson. He is 4 years old, and he loves gardening. Every time I'm out there, I tell him the names of the plants. We sometimes pick the plants and we eat them right straight from the garden. And he's planted his own spinach this year. So when that grows, I'm going to let him cook it. And then this is teaching him how to grow his own food, yet it's giving him a vegetable to eat. Okay, so now that we established grow zones and that you can grow anything, like from anywhere, from your apartment, from your house, grow bags, raised beds, and then the traditional way, just in ground. Let's talk about seeds. Where can you get those seeds from? Now, if, I like to budget. Whether I have money or not, budgeting is just smart. No matter what your bank account status is, it's just always good to be frugal when getting things. Some things you're going to splurge on, and then some things you're going to be like, okay, this one I don't have to splurge on. So it's kind of like a high-low type of spending. This is just a few of my garden seeds. I have my highs where I got it from a nursery, and then I have my lows to where I simply got it from the Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree have seeds for $4 and you can kind of feel them and tell how many seeds in there, and just get as much as you want. And then I even got the seeds from like Walmart. One thing that I simply love about gardening is that once you plant your flowers, once you plant your vegetables, then you can just harvest those seeds once they grow to maturity and recycle. So like, say for instance, you're growing watermelon, then you don't want to just toss those seeds. You want to rinse them, put them somewhere dry, like paper towel or a coffee filter, let them dry overnight, and then store them in a place, put the date on it for next year. And you would never have to buy seeds again. So this is just a good way to get started. Decide what you want to plant. Don't go out loud and buy 5 and 6 packs of different varieties of seeds if you get overwhelmed easily. Maybe buy one and then focus on growing like jalapenos. Like when I first started off, I grew a lot of things because, I was thinking this is what I wanted to eat. But you can grow like 1 to 2 things, focus on that, learn how those things thrive, and then just kind of build your gardening portfolio as you go along. I encourage you, if you use social media, to follow garden groups. TikTok has a lot of garden groups, Facebook and Instagram. And I'm on all platforms. My handle is Miss Southern Charm. It's Miss_Southern_Charm. And I'm going to start doing more content on my Instagram, and my TikTok is where I do my most content right now. And again, it's Miss Southern Charm, and it's just to get information. Okay, so I'm going to show you my garden, and I'll show you some of my vegetables that I have grown in my greenhouse. And I hope that you guys who are thinking about gardening, no matter how young, like I said, if you're 18, if you're 15 and you're watching this, go ahead and buy you a little pot and grow something. So now I am super excited to know that somebody on this video may be watching and they're going to start trying to grow something. If you're already seasoned and you're already growing things, leave something in the comment. Let me know what you like to plant in the springtime. I just became a gardener to where I plant all year round now. Let me know what you like to plant in the wintertime. What are you already starting? And for my beginners, come back on here and let me know what you bought, what you made, and what you're getting started. And let's start growing together.